Hey guys, what's happening? Beast here, bringing you. I saw that guy camping there, and then look at that. He got a ridiculous feed. And I was like, yeah, dude, no, you're not gonna sit there. So hit him with it. So I'm joining this game a little bit late, I guess. I didn't realize that I had started recording late, but what's going on, guys? 2 games today. World at War, man. World War II. And see, I was even pre-firing right there, and I still wasn't able to get the guy. Yep, World War II. This first one is London Docks. I don't remember my score on this one. That was a nice grenade. And then the second match was actually the best kill streak I've ever had on this game. In fact, it's weird because I had just been looking at it because I haven't played for like 2 days. And excuse me, I was just scrolling through my combat record and saw, see like that even? I'm sitting there waiting for a guy, and then this happens. Look at this. Watch how dumb this is. Look at that. Is that even a kill? Nah, dude. Nah. So I hadn't played for like 2 days, and I was just in there like looking at my combat record, just kind of reminiscing, like, man, what happened? Like, I used to be good, you know? And I actually remember the game that I got my old streak, which was a 19 kill streak. I got it just in a random game, and I actually didn't even realize it until after the game. And then like halfway through, or maybe it was even after the next game, I went in there and looked, and I was like, oh man, because I went like 19-1, and when I died, I was like, man, I didn't even die yet, and I didn't think about it until later. And then I was like, oh man, I got a new kill streak. So that's been there for like a couple weeks, and then I end up on this next match, which is on Gibraltar. I end up getting a new longest kill streak, which was so sick and totally unexpected. And then my team still lost. So I went plus 20, and we still lost, which is unfortunate, but, you know, that's how the game goes. There's 6 people on a team, so I can't do it all by myself. You really have to have quite the game to be able to do it yourself, but it is possible. It definitely is possible, but not when you're going on a streak like that. I mean, you know, when you're trying not to die. I mean, it's possible because it's team deathmatch, so it's possible that you can, you know, you could go, like, if you went like 20-0, you're helping your team more than if you went, you know, 25-5, which is what I end up going. So I go 20-0, and then I go 5-5 after that, which is a joke. But it was cool, man. It was sick. It was I used the STG, and it's funny because I've actually been saying, oh, that's even more funny. So I've been saying that in the infantry class, which is what I've been using, the infantry division, I should say. The reason I use it is because it gives you this faster movement while you're aiming down sights, which I love. And I've basically become dependent on, which was actually something that I used in Modern Warfare 3. That's a nice triple kill right there, right? So it's something that I'd used in Modern Warfare 3 with the ACR, and it actually became, in my opinion, became one of the reasons that I was successful in that game. And that was the last game that I really was like successful at and actually was really good at. So I feel like I should try to throw it back and just give it every chance to be successful as I can. So I've been using the infantry division, and by the way, he called it on the other side of the wall, and that was just the unluckiest shell ever that came onto that side of the wall. So either that or he called it on top of a building, which is not a smart move. Another good grenade. I mean, these are just kind of random, so it's, you know, just I know where the guy's gonna be, and these are getting them. But yeah, I mean, the infantry division gives you the faster movement speed. So at first I was using that, and then I was using the perk called Scoped, which actually also helps you move faster while you're aiming down the sight, and it also reduces your idle sway. Just letting my health regenerate here. But I recently switched to the faster reload, which is called Hustle, which I actually like a lot more. However, for this series of games, for all night when I was playing tonight, I'm basically trying to go for the gold camo on the STG, which I didn't end up getting. But in order to do that, I had to get 50 kills with a division that was not infantry. And so I switched to armored, which is this one. But the funny thing is that I've said for a long time, when I've been using the infantry, is that you get these extended magazines, you get extra magazines as one of the benefits, like extra ammo. And that's great, but I've never used it. I've never run out of ammo. And then on top of that, when you use this is something that's basically been different in each Call of Duty the last few years. Some games, when you use an extended mag, it gives you more clips. Because like the example would be, you know, if your gun has 30 rounds, like there you see I start with 45 and then 135. So that's 1 clip in the gun and then 3 clips outside the gun. So the theory is that when you use a regular magazine, it's only 30. So you get 30 in the clip and then 90 in reserve. So I actually get an additional 15 rounds per clip times 4. So I get an extra 60 rounds when you use extended mag. Just by using extended mag, you get an extra 60 rounds. And in some games, it's not like that. In some games, you have the same amount of reserve, whether or not you use extended mag. But in this game, you get extra mags for using infantry division, which is different. But you also get all the extra ammo from having the extended mag. So when I use the infantry division and extended mag, I have like 200 reserve rounds, which is just absolutely crazy. You know, it's like 6 full clips or something, which I've said before you can never use. Yeah, so this is a game coming up right here, and it's funny because I do end up using all the ammo, and then I end up picking up a gun, and it's funny because had I been using the infantry class, I probably would have had enough ammo to keep going with my STG, but the Bren was really fun that I picked up. I love the gun, I love the feel of the gun, honestly, but the way it works is it's way too hard to see. You know, obviously for those of you that don't know, the Bren has the top-mounted magazine. It's basically the same as an AK magazine. You got the banana clip, but it's mounted on the top of the gun facing forward, so it completely obscures your view on the side of the sight. Man, that is so weird. I'm just sitting here and I just tried to pick my class, and it's like, nah, bro, this is a video, bro. I'm a genius. So yeah, I mean, it was like one of those things. I wasn't doing well, and I actually was convinced that I had figured out what was going on, because this is something that's been happening to me for 2 weeks now. Every time I record, because I have to start recording before the match, every time I record, I have a terrible game. It's very rare. I mean, any of the good games that I've uploaded already in any of my previous videos have been about as many good games as I've had. And then I've been trying to make it a habit because I really, you know, I want to record every game, because there have been multiple, and this is the gunner here, there have been multiple occasions where I've had a really good game and I forgot to record, which sucks. It just really sucks. Now, if I had something like an Elgato, which a lot of people use, you can actually record back. And I had an Elgato, actually, like a year ago, but it's one of the things that I didn't know was going to happen was it actually has really terrible pass-through quality. So the game capture is, you know, exceptional, even better than, you know, standard on the, you know, any other sort of encoding or recording you can do. Extremely high quality. However, the problem is when you pass through, so basically, you know, you plug your HDMI from your Xbox into the Elgato, and then from the Elgato into your TV. So the Elgato is just sort of like an inline recorder, and it just passes the signal through to your TV, so you can get a good signal. And there's a loss of picture quality, and it's kind of a significant loss. You know, I think, you know, for someone who might be untrained or someone who wasn't paying as much attention, you might not really notice it. But for someone like me, I mean, dudes, I'm on 4K right now. I'm triple 4K, 4K PC with monitor, 4K Xbox, 4K TV. So I'm not trying to mess around with any, you know, crap quality. And I noticed immediately, like the first time I plugged it in, I noticed that something was wrong with the blacks. And as I was playing the game, I kind of tried to forget about it. And then after a couple days, I was just like, dude, this is horrible. So I had to return it. Anyway, all that being said, you can record back from one of those for some period of time, and you can just be like, oh, oops, I wasn't recording, my bad, and then you can just go back, and the footage is there, it stores it temporarily. With this one, I have to start recording. Yeah, I can record up to an hour, so I could, in theory, record just a block chunk of an hour, but it's a little easier to segment them up into separate games. So every time I have a good game, I've forgotten to record. And then I remember, and I record the next game, and I have a terrible game. And so actually, it was working that way tonight. I had bad game after bad game after bad game, and then I forgot to record, and it was my first good game of the night. And I was like, okay, something is real weird here. So there's my 10 kill streak. So I was like, something's real weird here. And so then I didn't record the next, then I recorded the next game, and I had a terrible game. And I was like, all right, man, something. So then I didn't record, and I had a great game. And it went like that for a couple games where I recorded. Every time I recorded, I had a terrible game. Every time I didn't record, I had a great game. And it's like, I get that there's, you know, maybe some mental aspect to it, but, you know, easily halfway through the match, I've forgotten whether I'm recording or not. I'm not worried about that. So it was a real weird thing, and I thought maybe it was something to do with the limitations of the console, given that the CPU is not super powerful. Trying to record video at the same time as playing, I mean, if you lost a couple of frames, that might be something significant. So I thought it was that, and I was really convinced of that, and I really was only going to do 1 or 2 more test games to make sure that that's what was happening, and then this game happened, and totally just threw it all up in the air and just, you know, threw the egg right on my face, and it was the first game I had recorded in like half an hour, and I go on a 20 kill streak, which is ridiculous. So, I don't know, man. It was so fun. I mean, it brought me back to the old days of Call of Duty, and I don't know what it is. See, there's Ruthless right there, 15. I think the key for me is just to play the game less often, which doesn't affect you guys for content, because I'll still have plenty of content coming. I mean, I have way more than I know what to do with right now, so that's not an issue, but I think it'll make it a little easier for me to get excited about the game, rather than just being kind of down on the game and stuff. So, I mean, I haven't played for like 2 days at all. And, you know, it does hurt when I get on here and I see all these guys who are like, you know, prestige ahead of me, 2 prestiges ahead of me, because I could have been there for sure, easily. But I would not be enjoying the game at all. And I certainly wouldn't have had things like this happen. I mean, this was beast. And, you know, I mean, it's kind of a slower game, honestly, because I just, you know, it's been already 5 minutes, and I don't even have 20 kills yet, so it's basically like 3.5, 4 kills a minute, which is pretty, you know, that's okay. I mean, in a team deathmatch, it's like a 350 score per minute, which is pretty good. I mean, you rarely see people with that high of a score per minute in team deathmatch. It's really rare. And my score per minute's only a little under 300, so, you know, it was even above average for me, but it's just weird how slow the game plays when you're not dying a lot. Because you don't, yeah, I mean, you know, if you die, obviously, you get reset back to, and right there I knew I was close to 20, and I was feeling lucky that I got away with that, so that's why I moved back over here, because I knew that I was real close. And I don't think this is the same guy. I think it's a different guy that just came down right there, and there's the 20 right there, and I was just like, oh yeah, 20. And then look, I die right away. So I literally got the new kill streak, which was 20, and then that happened and I lost it, just like that. So, I don't know, it's pretty cool. And, yeah, I mean, I don't know, like I said, the key for me is going to be to enjoy the game more because I play it less. And I am perfectly fine with that. If I can have nights like this and put up scores like this, I am plenty fine with that. I mean, some things are just not meant to be done all the time, you know? I use this analogy all the time. Like, if you lived in Hawaii, like, where would you go on vacation? Or, like, if you lived in a tropical climate, like, let's say you lived in, like, you know, south of France. I mean, that's not tropical, but if you lived in, like, the south of France, or you lived in, like, southern Italy, or, like, you know, somewhere down there in the Mediterranean, like, where would you go on vacation? You know what I mean? Like, where are you going to go? You're going to go to, you know, you're going to go to Norway on vacation? I mean, it's kind of weird how that works out. So, you know, it takes a little bit of, and this is a good grenade right here, right off the wall, right to that guy. He's trying to get me with that Molotov. So yeah, so it's just, you know, the less you do something, the more you enjoy it. So if you only go to a climate like that occasionally, then it actually is a vacation. But if you live there, it's not. So if I live on this game, I'm extremely frustrated and I never want to play it. But I don't play for a few days and I think, like, yeah, I'll hop on and play a couple games. And then you get a new high kill streak. So thank you guys for checking this out. I appreciate your support. It's been awesome. If you like my content, if you like what I'm doing, and you do not find me annoying, which I'm assuming you don't because you already made it this far in the video, then go ahead and click subscribe so you don't miss any of my uploads. I've been uploading every day, so there's plenty of videos. I think I probably have about 15 videos in 4K at this point. I'm trying to think of when the console came out. It came out the 3rd. Or no, it came out the 7th. So yeah, I mean, I probably have 20 videos now in 4K. So make sure you go and check those out. There's Forza 7. There's other Call of Duty videos. And there is also a F1 2017 video. So if you guys are interested, check back soon. Hope to see you guys soon. Thanks for all your support. Appreciate it. See you another time.